Hello and welcome to the podcast. Today we've got a special guest. Who the hell is Duttles?
Yes,
Hello.
who the hell is Duttles?
Yeah. He's at Tex. Oh, wait, no, can't say that anymore. Oh, he's that Floridian.
Looks like those are not lined up correctly.
They're not?
On the stream.
Probably not. I did it in 45 seconds.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think it looks great. Omicron, don't listen to Duttles. He's just being mean.
He is mean. I'm going to fix him anyway.
No, I think it's great. I'm going to be Falcon Paladin for the day.
Ooh, go for
I'm
it.
about to ruin your brand. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that on purpose ever.
I'm kind of interested to see what your plan is exactly.
I don't know. I guess being uncouth.
Good. That's a great start, actually. I was going to suggest that if you didn't come up with it.
Right. I mean, which is the opposite. Genuinely, you're probably the most couth streamer, I think. I know.
You should see him when we're not live. It is a complete 180. It is all of persona. Persona for him. It's
Just
all made up.
just
Like we get off the
racial
street.
slurs.
Oh yeah, left, right, and center. Oh,
Mhm.
it's rough.
Now,
Do
having
people
actually, I've talked to Falcon plenty of times off stream. Not the case.
I thought we were trying to ruin his
Omicron.
reputation.
Oh, that's right. Dang, I
There's
forgot.
no easy way to
Step-
do that than lies. Come on.
Step
Yeah.
2. Talk about how Falcon kicks puppies.
I mean,
Go.
there's a reason you don't own a dog anymore. That's all I'll say.
Oh, there you go. Bam. See, Omicron's way better at this than you are, Duttles.
Yep.
Gotta get your head in the game, man.
When it comes right down to it, I have a sailor's mouth whenever I'm playing StarCraft or on this thing too often. I trying to get better at that, but that's about as bad as it gets. Like I can actually be malicious.
My powers of maliciousness grow stronger as Australia Day approaches, which is tomorrow. So
Oh,
I'm getting
we're almost
stronger.
at peak maliciousness.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Excellent.
Maliciousness.
Hmm.
I really hope it lives up to my expectations, is all I'm going to say.
Oh yeah. It won't, but that's fine. Oh, so actually, now that I've mentioned Australia Day, I do recommend that you both watch an Australian classic movie called The Castle. Don't look it up. Don't read anything about it. Just watch it. Just know that every Australian has seen this movie.
It's on YouTube, full thing for
Mhm.
free, apparently,
Oh, really?
under an account called Kai Williams.
Fair enough. I think I paid $2
And-
to watch it also.
And YouTube is like, we don't care. Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
You can put it up.
Oh.
It looks like a sitcom from like the 80s or
It
maybe early
is-
90s.
It was definitely made in the 80s, I
Late
think.
90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
1997.
Oh, 97. Not even
Oh,
close. Come on,
wow.
Omicron. Understand your own history.
I mean,
Wait,
I
wait,
watched
I could be wrong.
I watched this movie the other day.
97.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You watched it the other day.
It felt way older than the late 90s.
Oh, interesting.
This year's Full Monty, The Castle. There's nar place like home.
Yeah, so it's a comedy. It's got an 87 on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think that's all I should need to say to convince you.
87% audience or critics?
I don't feel like answering that question. Okay, 87% critics and 92 audience.
Oh my gosh.
There you
Okay. Greatest film ever made. I mean, behind Puss in Boots, obviously, but pretty
Mhm.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's every Australian reference you'll ever need to know. This is like a direct mainline injection of our culture into you.
I feel like knowing you for as long as I have is pretty good at educating me about Australian culture. But if there's more I need to know, then I will watch this. Yes.
You should definitely watch this.
Every Australian works at a bakery.
No.
Period.
Oh, we've all visited
The
one.
only job. Yeah,
No, it's not too far off.
sure. Most people who have purchased bread. of any
What if
sort-
someone's like gluten intolerant? They've never visited a bakery.
visited?
You-
They have to find out they're gluten intolerant.
yeah.
No, they
Well-
probably find out when they're kids, right?
You
They
can
eat
buy
some
other
bread when
things
they're
than
like
bread.
2 and then they get sick. Oh, there's other stuff besides bread products at a bakery? Like what?
Like cakes.
That's the same thing, Omicron. If you're gluten intolerant, you can't just be like, I'll eat cake. It's not bread. Ho, ho,
No, but
ho.
this bread has more sugar in it, so it's not bread anymore.
Therefore, it's not gluten.
Pastries.
You would think a baker would know this.
Omicron, you're really bad at this. Just everything in a
Look,
bakery
I-
has gluten in it,
No,
okay?
no. I'm not arguing the fact that they have gluten. I'm saying you could purchase other things in a bakery than bread. They might go to a bakery and buy a cake for someone else's birthday, Falcon.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah, go fuck
It sounds
yourself.
kind of dangerous, though. Like, if gluten can kill you, like, picking
not
up a
how
cake
gluten
sounds kind
intolerance
of dangerous.
I think
Yeah,
they have to
okay,
consume
you-
it.
Nope. If they inhale flour, they can have a reaction.
Yeah, there's not a lot of flour just like in the air in a bakery. There's some, but not a lot.
No, of course.
This isn't an exploding flour mill we're talking about. We're talking about a bakery.
Oh yeah, no. You don't have giant bags of flour you're opening in a bakery. Nope, you don't do that at all.
Not where the customers are standing, not out in the shelves, like in the back. When
And stuff that
customers
gets in the
aren't-
air never makes it out into the front of the store. Not even a little
That's-
bit. That's not
look,
how. That's not how particulates work. What are you
Look,
talking about?
if things could be airborne, I think there'd be evidence of that. Have you ever heard of like a virus being airborne? I don't think so. There's no way flour can get around. It's way bigger than a virus.
So as
Talking
long as they wear
crazy
their
talk.
N95 mask,
Uh-huh.
they can go in
Yes,
and purchase the gluten.
correct. That is an excellent point.
Look, at
But
least
you
in
know,
my
if-
bakery, we don't have fans. Nothing is circulating in that room. Absolutely nothing is getting out there.
It is like a vacuum. You drop something, I don't care how much particle is going on, straight to the counter.
Yeah,
They would
yeah.
need to be doing lines off the counter to get any sort of intolerance. with their gluten.
There have been a number of cases of bakers doing lines of counters. I can guarantee you that.
Oh,
Yep, exactly.
like croissants are kind of, you have to line them up. That's what you mean, right?
Look, croissants are like legally 60% butter. I think they're okay.
Croissants.
That's what
I
I
want a
meant.
croissant.
Croissants, yep.
All right. Anyway, we got to talk about important things now, like StarCraft.
Yeah, like
Zerg
StarCraft.
Cabal. How do we handle this?
Well,
And, what does it mean? Because I've scoured Reddit a little bit, and all I can see are references to it, where there's apparently there's got to be one post where somebody first was all like the Zerg Cabal.
I bet it was
And-
Twitter. I bet it wasn't Reddit.
I know
feel
who
like
invented
spawned from
Zerg.
Reddit.
I know who invented Zerg Cabal, the meme.
Okay.
Isn't
Who?
it?
It was Nathanius.
Okay. Did he do
Okay.
it on Twitch? He probably did it on Twitch.
He did it
Well,
on Twitter.
Nathanius makes me think it was Reddit.
Twitter. I was right. It's Twitter.
It might have been both.
Reddit
I mean,
doesn't have original content on it. Everyone just puts stuff from everywhere else onto Reddit, especially
I don't
for
know.
the StarCraft
I've
stuff.
seen a lot of things marked original content on Reddit.
I
It
know,
wasn't
but I
in
think it's a
StarCraft,
lie.
but it was definitely marked as.
Oh
original.
yeah. No. You're right. I'm saying the StarCraft subreddit especially is
Oh, okay.
really bad at
okay.
OC.
No, that's fair. Yeah. So Nathanius was legitimately complaining on Twitter, I believe, that a cabal of Zergs had influenced the balance patch and
Right.
to make it so that Terrans and Protosses were having a hard time while Zergs got buffed. I would just like to point out the irony of us three Zergs sitting around talking about this. Feels like the meme of the three boys sitting around being like, is there too much misogyny or whatever? It's like
Yeah.
us three Zergs being like, is there a Zerg cabal?
Well, okay, so two things. I still kind of identify as Protoss. All right.
Mm-hmm. Sure you do.
Now, I'm not, my best race is Zerg, so that can even add to this, right? Because the reason I switched to Zerg is because I felt Zerg was overpowered and stupid easy.
Okay.
So I was like, but the way that I went about it is wildly different than just about everybody else's definition of why Zerg is broken. Mine was early game, not the case for literally anybody else. I felt they had the strongest early game. And so I was like, I'm just going to exploit that. And that is not necessarily the case anymore.
Who? Yeah. What? Why did you think Zerg had the best early game?
Because I was
What
bad
made you
at
think
StarCraft.
that? So people were like 12 pooling you and you couldn't handle it, or what?
Yeah, I was just bad and wasn't walling off properly and didn't know how to scout. So I was like, Zerg is broken. I bet I could get to Diamond Zerg in 2 weeks. And I did. Because those builds are really good against Platinum players. You know, like, that's what it was. And so at my Platinum level balance understanding, totally got it right. As soon as I got past that, I don't know how to play Zerg.
And that's why you stopped.
I stopped at Masters, but...
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, by that same logic, I would like to say that I'm a Terran then, because it was my first race, and then I was like, if Zergs can win world championships as like foreigner world champions, I have to switch. That's clearly the easy race. So
Yep. I've seen you play Zerg 7 times. So it is weird to have you say I'm Zerg, and now I've seen more than that. But I mean, like, it's weird to have you call yourself a main Zerg.
Really? Because I don't think you've ever played with me when I wasn't playing either Zerg or random for the fun.
Used to be Terran and random. That's pretty much it.
You reckon?
Or Zerg if we're memeing.
No, I main Zerg. Like, and I have for years. Like, that's weird. But what was I going to say? I had something.
You have the same story. Both of you were like, Zerg is OP. I'm doing Zerg now.
Yeah. We have the same story. But no. You would see me play more games as Zerg if Falcon cast the games I gave to him at all.
True.
Instead, they don't even make it to like the screening pools because I put them in the like submit a replay. I'm like, here's a cheese game, and then I get the cheese packs to screen for you, and it's not in there. And I'm like, oh, I guess it's just the Zerg Cabal is kicking out my replays.
It's true. I do always forget to check the Discord for cheese. Let's see.
It's to email it, man. You have to email it. I got almost all of my cheeses made it on there. I haven't submitted one in probably 2 years, but
it's fine. It was a 2v2 cheese, and there was a couple of those already. So I'm like, I'll probably kick mine out anyway.
Where is it?
It should be.
So have y'all gone in detail about the balance patch yet?
We looked at it when it came out, and it was first like, here's what we're trying, but not the official stuff, because that just came out yesterday.
Yeah. Which is nice of them. Usually they wait until we do the pod, and then the next day they're like, here's the patch.
It's true.
Yeah. This is good. Except it's bad for Katowice. So it's a split thing. Anyway, yeah, we can go over it. We can go over what they finally decided to do. I do appreciate the developer comments they added to the final version. Because a lot of the time there's a change and you're like, why? And the developer comments like, this is why. And sometimes I'm like, that's stupid, but at least it gives you a reason.
That's true.
Yeah. So do you all have it?
I have it.
Duttles, do you need the link?
Yeah, I'll throw it in there anyway.
I do, because right now, not
here's
now.
The link, Duttles.
Something went wrong every time. There we go. Thank you. Get me off Twitter.
Smart. Always be off Twitter.
Yeah. Taro Dune. We're gonna nerf Protoss.
They need to be nerfed, to be honest.
All right, so yeah, I've read this twice now. I don't know if we should go line by line, but do you guys want to talk about things that stand out?
Well, what stands out to you, buddy?
I think the creep tumor, which is the first line, is kind of big. Cooldown increased from 10.71 to 13.57. We're going to round up. That's a 3-second. It's huge in StarCraft. Nerf to when you can spread a creep tumor, which makes Hellions and Reapers canceling a creep tumor so much bigger early game. Because the amount of energy that you have to save up on a queen to get a new creep tumor out, it's devastating. But then once you get it out, you can still get it out quickly. But having that 3-second delay, I mean, you're going to see like people like Scarlet, who are renowned for getting creep across the map in 20 seconds, that's going to it's going to be slower. They're going to need their queens to be more active on the map versus turtling up with them. I think that's going to have a pretty, not significant impact, but enough of one to where you can actually see that. I think that's a fair nerf, right? And the sight range being reduced a little bit to where each one, like, nerfing creep, I think, is acceptable. The reliance that Zerg has on creep is still huge, even if it's not just vision. but the fact that you can't really attack off creep against certain compositions, period, like that has some impact.
Queen's not sticking around mineral lines to defend against Hellions and Reapers and stuff like that, having to be out there defending the creep tumors because now they're more valuable. Each one by itself is more valuable and spread slower. Reposition some of the pieces on the board. I think it's probably not a bad thing in general.
It does, although I'd say the time when Zerg is the most vulnerable, especially against Terran, is around that 6 and 7 minute mark. And creep is hugely important on those attacks. So I don't know. If you can't get your creep spread over to your third base and beyond, I feel like it would be a lot harder to hold those Terran pushes. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see in Katowice if that's the case, but that was what I thought. Because I don't know, like if it just makes it so that you can't get your creep out to where it is normally, those attacks are hard for Zerg to hold anyway. Like I would say, I don't know, like 50% of Cyril's EVT losses come at that moment. He's not quite ready for it, and maybe the Terran threw in a twist that he wasn't ready for, and bam, like that's when you can kill him. So if that just makes it harder for Zerg players to survive until the 10, 11, 12 minute mark, then we might see some win rate changes. Don't know. Like I said, we'll see. Like how you skipped right over the worker unit change that they made, Duttles. Do you not appreciate the importance of workers in StarCraft 2?
I'm cherry picking. And
you don't think the worker change is
attack, big? I mean, like, I don't know how many games I've seen where I'm like, oh, if only there wasn't deacceleration before this worker could attack. Such a big deal. That sounds like pro gamers just bitching about like an animation where they're like, this feels slow. And they're like, yeah, I'll speed it up. And that's it. That's what that was.
Pretty much.
I could be wrong, but I don't know how many Reddit threads I've just people just screaming about worker deacceleration on attack.
Just constant posts day after day after day. Why won't Blizzard fix this? Yeah. Anyway,
that's like one of those things in politics where somebody will fix something that like nobody's happy about.
Yeah.
Or like, thank God, finally, first big huge balance patch in forever. What if that was the only thing they fixed?
They're like, check it out, the most awaited and desired change ever. Like, oh wait, nope, wrong, bad.
Like only what's his name, Florencio or whatever. Only he is happy about this.
Yeah, filthy worker rushes are like, yes.
He's like that guy. That guy wins a third of his games through workers and. Like stoked about this buff. That guy's hitting GM in Korea. He's already been GM Korea, but Viper pretty big, I think.
I agree.
After casting Abduct, the Viper cannot move or use abilities for 0.57 seconds. That is huge. Like, how is there a Zerg Cabal whenever the most OP unit in the game at the pro scene is probably the Viper?
Takes a nerf. As the developer says, it prevents Vipers from being able to simultaneously abduct 2 units. So it can't come in, abduct, get out of there. Which is,
also makes
that's
them
big.
Significantly faster. It's such an expensive unit, high gas, also costs the life of your buildings to recharge energy if you want to do it in a quick manner. Like, this is such a crucial, you cannot lose, like, Vipers and Oracles, these are 2 units that, like, once you make them, you cannot lose them. And they're making them extremely vulnerable, and they're still extremely expensive, and like that's big. I think that's a good change. We'll see how it plays out, but that's if you're in a nerf Zerg, that's how you nerf them, right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes them vulnerable to snipes, makes them more vulnerable to feedbacks, right, from High Templar too. So they should just be easier to handle for both Terran and Protoss, no question.
Significantly.
Yeah. Somicron, how about you?
The Ravager change. I think that one's pretty important. Build time increased from 8.57 to 12.14. That's like a 50% increase almost, if we're rounding off numbers. The inability to just be like, oh, hey, I've got an attack coming, morph a bunch of roaches into Ravagers, and be like, oh, I'm fine now because all my units are now fully healed as well. I think that's good. Get rid of that.
Definitely. Very good.
Yep.
So yeah, should make roach-based all-ins slightly easier to defend, both in ZVT and ZVZ. Fair.
Mm-hmm.
ZVZ in particular, 'cause think about how many times you can just shave off injured roach and just turn them into a Ravager. They're rejoining the fight pretty. I mean, yeah, 3 seconds or like 2.5 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a pretty. Whenever you're in the front line, 2.5 seconds is an eternity.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
I mean, it's 3.5, so yeah, even more.
It
Totally is. Although I'll
Math
tell
on
you,
stream.
I was casting Dark versus Beyond on Friday as part of Africa World number 99, and it was on this patch with the increased Ravager build time, and Dark was like, I don't care. He 4 times went for this against Beyond, and it worked 3 of them. So I don't know. I don't know if that's just Dark's that much better than Beyond, which is, I mean, Beyond's like number 3 in Aligulac right now, but just saying, Dark wasn't bothered by it. So if Dark's not bothered by it, neither should we.
Fair.
That's the mentality I've had every time I do anything, and I'm like, well, Dark. Well, if Dark can do it,
So can I. Yeah, exactly.
Just need to play like Dark. Yeah.
And while we're talking,
back when... go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I was going to move on to a new thing, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, right, like Gumiho's playstyle as Terran, right? Back when in his prime, like nobody else, even when people tried to replicate Gumiho, couldn't do it.
No.
Like he was such a unique style. So it's almost like saying like, yeah, he wasn't bothered by it. Like Dark is very similar in the fact where he's not like, you don't think of a poster child of Zerg like Dark. This guy plays standard. Like he is the epitome of like normal Zerg builds, Dark.
Yeah, no.
Exactly. that was the point. Anyway. Yeah, while we're talking about Zerg nerfs, we do also have to bring up that the duration of spawned broodlings go from 5.7 seconds to 3.57 seconds, which Alchemy in my Discord server is convinced is a big deal. And it's like, okay. So, I feel like they die before they time out more than anything else, but all right.
The reason why this is a big deal is because of, I think it was Dark, because I watched Pig talk about these notes as well. And he pointed out that what Dark will do is he'll attack his own broodlings at the back of the pack, so the broodlords can be further away.
Right.
From the fight. So if they don't last as long, he can't do that anymore.
I guess. I still think he's gonna try. I think I saw I cast a game where Raynor was doing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird because you're like, oh, so you're like dropping the broodlings on your own thing, spawning them there, and then attacking with them. And I'm like, that's an interesting way to use broodlings, but it was really effective, and I was like, huh, okay.
Yep. So it doesn't seem like it would be super effective or a big deal as a change, but it could be. It could definitely try to shake things up at like a stalemate kind of 50-minute game. You know, that's what a lot of these changes seem to be. You know, fixing up like the Viper and the Broodlord to try and like force you not just to sit back and be like, all right, let's wait for the map to mine out and then force a play. You know?
Yeah, those are the worst.
Yeah, totally. And that's what that game was. The one with, again, I think it was Raynor. Yeah, it was like a 50-minute game on Stargazers because he was just doing that. And it's like, okay, this is definitely getting old. So yeah, they said making broodlords faster, which is a buff, is going to make it a little bit easier for them to be offensive rather than just kind of turtley units.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Can somebody explain to me the shield battery overcharge change?
Nerf.
See, I know 100% to 50% sounds like a nerf, right?
Yeah.
That is enough. Yeah.
They're going to be a crazy big nerf or a crazy big buff. Bonus reduced, that makes me think. But so the recharge rate bonus, so that's whenever the Nexus applies
shield battery
overcharge.
Yeah.
It's the battery's going to full shield, so full energy is now reduced to 50, so it'll still have a relatively constant stream of pairing, or is that the actual reparation rate? If I said that word correctly.
So the bonus gain from the spell shield battery overcharge is only going to increase the rate by 50% rather than 100%. So it'll go from healing 1440 shields to 1080 now.
Okay.
That's just during the duration of the spell. Obviously.
This is such good news from you.
and it's still free energy as well. So even if the shield battery's got no energy, it still heals for free.
Yeah, it's honestly good news for everyone. Even Protoss is like, I'm attacking. Overcharge. Let me back off for 20 seconds.
Right.
Then
They
go back
replaced the
in. Like
mothership
nobody
core.
likes that. Yeah, for that reason.
Because that was the issue with the mothership core, was that whenever you hit the pylon, it was like, cool, I don't care what's going on. I have to back up no matter what.
Yeah.
Until that's done, and then I go back in, and it's just like a delay of game more than a talent, which it can benefit the Protoss, but like it's just a delay of game.
Mm-hmm. Accurate.
Yeah,
Cool with
totally. Yep, totally cool. What else? They increased the movement speed of High Templar. Fine.
Archons can now fit through a single gap in a wall. That's huge.
Nice.
That's
that
huge.
Is huge.
But also,
I mean, not I don't know, not for the higher level players. I never cast a hero game and I'm like, oh no, he's got Archon stuck behind his wall.
Yeah, that's
always
just
like diamond players that do that, you know?
Yeah, let the lobies have it.
I've definitely seen pro games where they're like, all right, there's mutas like flying in through the base, so they warp in some like Archons there, and then they get stuck. I've definitely seen it happen once or twice.
Okay.
But it's like it's comment worthy every time it happens. It's like,
exactly.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's not such a thing that we're just like, oh, there it is again. Yeah.
Right.
This guy's clicking so fast, he's not even paying attention to where these units are. He's just morphing Archons, you know.
To where his incredibly expensive 300 gas apiece units are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? He has a warp prism that is 10 seconds away.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Totally fine. Disruptor purification over radius reduced from 1.5 to 1.375 or 575, whatever. So, I don't know. It's not even like a 50% reduction, just kind of around the edges a little bit. A little bit less damage when they catch a giant ball of Marines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's to see. From what I hear more than anything from the, couch GMs is like that disruptors are broken, right? Mm-hmm. It's not fun StarCraft to watch. Yes, when you get a huge Nova hit, it's great. We've all seen them a zillion times. That's an okay one to nerf, because if High Templar have a little bit of a buff, Colossus are Colossus even mentioned in this?
No,
not. They're still good. It's still going to be a death ball, right? Like that's just what Protoss does if you're going ground pounders. But nerf the disruptor a little bit. Not a lot of it, just a little bit.
Just a smidge.
That's all they did. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
And they decreased the amount of times to get upgrades for Protoss, which they said is to kind of accommodate for the nerf of the disruptors and battery overcharge. Which, like, I don't know, they have chrono boosts. Like Protoss always gets +3 attack way before anybody else does anyway. I don't know that they need the extra help, but okay, fine, I guess. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
That seems weird. I was wondering when I was like, I didn't do the research, but I was like, how long does it take for other races to get upgrades? And a good player is probably chrono boosting out their forge more than like their gateway units, like you're not.
Yeah. No, for sure.
If you're in a situation.
Every time it's a high level PBT or a PVZ, the Protoss has better upgrades because they've got chrono boost. It's just how it always is, and it's okay. But making it even better is like, I don't know that they needed that, but okay. Let's just throw them a bone, I suppose.
Yeah, that's like hey guys, we really want to see a Protoss win a championship.
We're going to nerf you and then buff you. It'll be great.
Just want it to be more enjoyable to watch, so please make more zealots. What?
I guess.
I don't really know what the goal is here.
Yeah. Threw him a bone.
Right. I did not read any Terran because of the one race that interests me the least.
Ghost. Ghost has changed. Check it out. Okay, so fine. I will talk about it. So steady targeting is now canceled if the target moves more than 14 range away from the ghost while it's being cast. So basically what this means is if you're running away after you get steady targeted, you can actually escape now instead of you get halfway across the map and you still die. So that's nice. I appreciate that. It always makes me sad when lurkers get steady targeted, they unburrow and they run for their lives, and it's like, well, that's useless. And they're dead anyway. So now you can actually bring it like lock on with the Cyclone. So hooray. Also, they got rid of enhanced shockwave and increased the EMP radius from 1.5 to 175. So basically, there's no upgrade you have to get the increase in radius, but it's less of an increase than you would get when you had the upgrade.
So I actually have a question. If a lurker unburrowed and ran into a Nidus worm, would that break the lock on?
Ooh. I'm going to go with yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think just because of the way game mechanics work, I don't think you can attack a unit. Like a stalker shot.
Right.
You can't attack anything in a Nidus worm. Yeah.
Wow.
So like, a stalker shot can make it all the way across a map. We've tested that before. Like if
with recall.
With recall, like that stalker shot is going to go all the way across the map. So that makes me think weird, but the way that the Nidus works programmatically, those units are gone. They're just stored.
Well, and it's Nidus and it's shuttle and it's dropper lord and it's warp prism. Yeah. If you load something in one of those things, it's gone as far as the game is concerned. It's not on the map anymore.
There's nothing
to target. Yeah.
You can only lose the memory of this unit if that vessel dies.
Yeah.
It makes it extra weird that bunkers function basically the same, but if the bunker dies, the units pop out.
Yeah.
Everything else dies.
Yeah. It's a Terran buff.
Yeah.
And also, can you imagine if warp prism, you could shoot out of it the whole time, and then also whenever you're just done with it, you're just all like, I'm just going to salvage it and get more than half my money back. Like,
yeah, they should really buff Terran to make sure that bunkers also give you supply. Just 2 or 3. You know?
Ooh. Oh, man. That would make bunker rushes like the best thing in the world.
Do you know what they should do? And this is a Fear Dragon level recommendation.
Okay.
Oh boy, here we go.
Whenever you salvage a bunker, you can get your minerals back, but they're like in the campaign when you have like the little minerals, you have to bring a worker to go pick it up. To send a worker over there to collect it and bring it back to your command center. And then it's not, because that's how salvaging works, right? Like, I mean, you don't just get it doesn't just disappear. Like, there's no airplane unit to come pick that up. That needs to be brought back to the command center, buddy.
Why not just have it
rehash this?
Why not have it drop an actual mineral patch, right? All of its minerals in a tiny little patch. That way you can roll off with them.
Yeah, and like just really ruin someone's day. The amount of times you'd have like, okay, cool, you got your second base. Well, now there's a mineral patch on your third, on your fourth, on your fifth, on your sixth, and I'm just gonna turtle up on 3 bases and win.
Yeah. Works for me. I think that's great.
All right. You guys are crazy. We're going to move on. In other news, the Cyclone Magfield Accelerator damage bonus goes from +20 versus armor to just 10 versus all. So, like, it's worse versus, I don't know, roaches and marauders and tanks and stuff, and better versus everything else, which is cool, I guess.
Specifically, like Lings and Mutalisks. What I will say is I was watching Pig stream the new patch yesterday. The Magfield Accelerator tooltip is accurate, but it does not apply the correct changes. It still functions the way it did before at the moment. So I don't know if they fixed that yet, but concurrently, it still does +20 armor damage when you get that at the moment.
Wow. Nice job. Small indie company, Blizzard.
Yep.
Yeah. Raven 2 kind of got reworked. They're cheaper to build and they build faster, but like everything else is nerfed. Auto turrets, they last a shorter amount of time. They're easier to kill and have less armor. Anti-armor missile reduces armor on enemies by 2 instead of 3. I mean, it's really weird. It's like, make Ravens, but they're worse now. And it's like, okay, I guess. Although,
like, did they have to nerf them that much?
Right?
They could have done they could have picked 2 to 3 of these changes.
Well, here's the thing. The health reduction and the armor reduction and not getting the benefit of Neo Steel armor kind of don't matter, because auto turrets 9 times out of 10 die before they run out of life before they die.
But it's hard. I mean, it's not easy for like queens to kill them because they've got that 1 armor.
Okay,
or
great.
Like
queens might
even
kill them, but they took a 20-second. The one that matters is the 20-second reduction in life, and given
Sure.
the damage output of a bunch of auto turrets, that seems fair. Like I don't have a problem with it. I think Ravens will still be useful, and I can see them still being used.
They are.
Like I don't think anyone's going to go, this is shit now, and not make them. They're going to go, oh, sweet, they're slightly cheaper, and I can get them out faster.
I
Yeah,
feel like a
totally.
lot of people use Ravens in a way with an auto turret, especially like mid game. Like once you get a little bit later into the mid game, it's closer to like you're not paying attention to this mineral patch. I'm not trying to clear it. I'm not really trying to kill many. Like I'll kill 1 or 2 workers, but it's more like an Oracle. What is it called? The field that like
Stasis
freezes
trap?
everything. Yeah, more like a stasis trap where it's just like, hey, I'm gonna pause your income for a second. I'm just harassing you. Like the damage that's done is a benefit and bonus. It's just, hey, I'm clearing your mineral line out for a second to where you can't mine from here until you take care of this. So I'm pulling your action away to make you focus on this for a second and then go back. Where it's like the effort it takes to drop an auto turret and move the Raven and forget about it is significantly less than dealing with an auto turret.
Right.
So that is still there. You know, to get it for 50 less gas is kind of a win, but I feel like there's still too much nerfing happening to it.
I don't think so.
We'll see. Like, but there's a lot of bullet points on the Raven.
It's true.
Only one of them is good.
Two of them are good. 2 of them are good. And 4 of them are for the auto turret, not really the Raven itself. So,
kind of a big reason to build a Raven, though.
Was anyone even getting COVID reactor upgrade? Just curious.
Yeah.
Have anyone I've never seen that upgrade been got.
I have. It's not crazy common, but I
Okay.
don't know. I remember seeing it more often than hardly ever. So it gets used,
Fair enough.
especially if you're Raven harassing throughout the game. So auto turret harass. Righto. Blah 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 blah.
Can we talk about why the MISC bug fixes quality of life changes? Some of these increase maximum spawn radius by 1. Why not just include that in the Terran bullet points? Like, why is this in its own section? This is an odd formatting.
Because
it's not a balance thing. It's
okay. It's just a bug fix kind of thing, or like it's
quality
weird,
of life improvement. Yeah.
First missile is no longer delayed by 0.11 seconds after an attack completes. Like that, it may not be a balance thing, but I mean, I think that improves the Banshee, right? Like that, if you're gonna fix the worker deacceleration as a balance thing, and then move this here, like why is that one not here? That's my biggest concern.
Well, why is that? Is interesting that the workers falls under its own category under Versus, not Zerg, Terran, or Protoss, and nor is it under Miss quality of life changes. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
D company, man, what can you do?
I don't know.
You're right. Anything interesting in here? Just like bug fixes and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, the bug fix that pisses you off, Falcon. The Queen is no longer able to receive basic orders for 0.6 seconds after spawning. No longer unable.
Yeah.
They fixed that.
Oh, yes, you're right. I do love that because it really sucks when I'm on top of it and the Queen spawns and I'm like, inject, and she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I will kill you. Yeah, and I used to play my keyboard for that, but now I know it was the game. Hooray.
She has to get to know the swarm first. She's all like
she needs half a second to like get acclimated. Yeah.
Orientation, know where the fire exits are, you know, who her line manager is.
She's going through orientation.
And since they're all connected through a hive mind, it doesn't take very long, but you got to do it.
Hey, like it's the only unit built out of a building, right? In Zerg. Everything else, so like there's a little bit of a like, whoa, what am I?
That is absolutely true.
Good. Hydras are better at kiting now. That's kind of cool.
Cool.
I've read on some really highbrow Facebook groups where you get the most pinnacle of StarCraft information.
I feel like this is extreme sarcasm, but continue.
It is, but yeah, no, but for this particular subject matter, I think it actually is probably the best place to go. That a lot of co-op changes that were suggested and claimed to have been made that were rectified in the last patch never actually were fixed, and in this patch apparently they are. So a lot of people are really excited about that, and I mean, thank you all 7 co-op fans. Your life is complete.
What are the queue times for co-op? How long does it take to find someone?
Not long. I play co-op.
Not at all. It's actually
so
pretty
it's
huge.
more than 7 people. Yeah, all right.
I can find co-op games faster than we can find 3v3s.
Okay, well there you go. Way more people play co-op.
Yeah,
and probably more people play co-op than versus. Like I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm just pretentious with StarCraft.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to point out that there are no new maps again for anything other than 1v1. So
yes, correct.
Dear God,
screw
please.
you teams.
For the love of God, I want new maps. Like, just rotate in the old maps that are already there and working. They don't have to be new, just new to the pool for a while, please. Please.
Yeah, I support.
They need to just find the best. Like, we don't need new maps anymore necessarily, right? I mean, that sucks for. This is a hot take. You can introduce a new map, like one new map every rotation or something. Have a big voting on it, and that sucks for the map makers until they make a new StarCraft game or a new Warcraft game or something. But the sake of the programmers, if we're talking about like an actual competitive ladder pool or something, why don't you just rotate previously accepted maps that are like all like unanimously great maps, except like Cactus Junction,
a Biogenesis,
back in the mix.
King's Age on Station, Whirlwind, great maps. Put them all back in the pool.
I'm trying to think of like the worst maps I ever played. What was the one with it was like blood? It was like a snow map.
Blood Boil.
There was like Blood Boil. There's like every single. I don't care if it's your main base has a back door in it, that people can just sneak into. Like, there's no protection at all. It was the most Zerg favorite map I've ever played at the time in the current meta.
Right?
What a map!
What a map! Golden Wall. Put that back in the pool permanently. I'd be happy with that.
Your second was the gold, and you could get Lings in no matter what. Like just play that map every day. Bring that back, please.
Special request from Duttles. Awesome. All right. Anything else from the patch we want to talk about? I think we covered the good stuff.
I think we covered most of it. Yeah.
Duttles, anything?
Anything else?
No.
Oh, cool.
How do you feel about the center tower reduction?
Man, it's Terran. He already said he doesn't care about Terran.
No. Here's the thing: is that I don't know if I've played a ZVT long enough for a sensor tower to even come out.
Duttles is like, win or lose in 3 minutes. Let's go.
Right. Like, if the sensor tower is out and I see that on my minimap, I'm like, we as map hacks. I can't beat this guy.
This is the guy with permanent vision over the entire map with creep.
Yeah, like I make queen. What is a creep? Creep is that's that thing that you can actually like make in between your bases so your workers can transfer faster. That's what I use creep for.
For the workers you don't make is you stay on like 16 and just flood.
Hey, I have like 2 roach builds that do require a little bit of creep.
Okay.
Fair enough. I'm a little bit astounded.
Queens are really there
actually.
for injects and intercepting ravens.
I'm surprised you have 2 of those builds.
I haven't used them in years, but exist.
Well, fair enough.
Don't tell me to inject before I've had my coffee.
That's
good.
Seems fair.
All right, so are we going straight into anime, or are you guys
I mean,
watching Last of Us, or what?
Falcon's watching Last of Us. I'm not, because I don't have the streaming platform it's on.
HBO?
Yeah, HBO's not available in Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
They hate Australia. It's
in
so many other countries, and it's not in Australia.
They have
so
like
weird.
They have like a pseudo platform called Binge. It's kind of like a mix between HBO and Foxtel, which is like our cable. All right, we have one cable provider. It's Foxtel, and it's dog shit. I've never had it, and it's great.
That's
but yes,
it's because you guys say H instead of H. They're just like these guys are
HBO
misrepresent our brand. HBO. They're like, you can't give it to them. HBR. Like, they've added like we have 3-letter word here, and they've added like 15 letters to it. You can't release this.
Oh, that's great.
I like that.
Great.
Anyway,
do you guys want to talk Last of Us?
Are you watching Last of Us, Duttles?
So I never played the game, and the reason I'm bringing it up is just in case y'all did talk about it, because that is the current big show, right?
Mm-hmm. It is. It's killing.
And it is good. It is so good. The first 2 episodes are fantastic, and I showed it to my wife. I'm gonna say before I tangent, the reason I was nervous, I brought it up, and I'm nervous to talk about it, is because I never played the game. So this is a completely new story for me. And very good. I think they're doing a really good job. Great acting. Even if I knew the story, I feel like I don't even care how loyal they're being to the game. It's great. For everything I've read, they're being loyal. I don't want spoilers. I'm intentionally cutting off every stream of game that I see. I don't want to know anything about it. But I showed it to my wife blind, right? I was like, hey, it's a cool show. I think this is going to be Game of Thrones level big. Potentially, you should check it out. She watched it about 20 minutes into it. She's like, "Oh my god, is this a zombie show?" And I could tell I did it because we watched 8 or 9 seasons of Walking Dead. We really stuck it out longer than most people.
Yeah.
And and when that came out, the zombie thing was it was being done a lot, but it was still there was so many zombie movies and so many zombie shows have happened where it's all aren't we over this? Can we get past the zombie thing? Mm-hmm. Zombies and vampires are so early 20s, 2000s, early 2010s. It's 2023. We're doing a zombie show. I get it, but I thought it was so funny. But there's one little thing that makes it different, and that's enough.
What's the one thing?
It's a fungus. It's not a virus, and it's not demons. Hell's not full. That's what it was before. You die and you're reanimated, or it's a virus. That's the 2 things, right?
Yeah,
depending on what series.
It doesn't change enough. It's still zombies.
Yeah, but now the zombies are allowed to be different breeds and have superpowers and stuff. It's cool. Hey, these can't see, but they are super great hearing.
These ones click.
Yeah, clickers, man. I tweeted this, but I just got to say, as someone who has played The Last of Us Part 1, I was expecting clickers to show up in episode 2, but you hear the clicking, and I was just ugh! All the memories came flooding back. I have so much PTSD from clickers. Holy cow. I died to them so many times. That's all.
But those amazing. Are called clickers. That makes sense. I like that.
Yeah, because they click. Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting because I listened to a podcast earlier today kind of talking about it, just random YouTuber, and had some other people on. And one person was like, I don't know if we should give this show any credit because it's just largely doing what the game is. And I'm like, you know how hard that is? Many other people have tried to adapt video games and they can't do it. They can't just follow the characters in the story because I don't know why. But the fact that The Last of Us people can do it shouldn't be well, it's easy, because apparently it's not.
Dude, damned if you do, damned if you don't. I hope I saved the screenshot because I saw a criticism that I was so annoyed by. Please let me have it. I didn't save it. I didn't take a screenshot of it. Pretty much this guy was saying I don't like the direction of Last of Us because all they're trying to do is try to take a video game and put it into a different different medium of soaking in the story that we've already experienced, except it's not as good as the video game. So why are they even trying to do this? And I'm what? Everyone wanted this. Shut up. You speak for literally nobody. But if you do the exact story again, people are going to complain and be like, this isn't interesting. It's just the same story. But I'm a Wheel of Time fan. And have you seen the response of that show? Oh my God. They went so far away from the books.
They did. But the way it works is you can change stuff as long as it's great.
Yeah.
That is a hard thing to measure, but it happens. We've seen adaptations where it's like, okay, they changed some pretty big things, but it's so good we don't care. It only matters if it sucks. If you change a lot of things and what you change sucks, then people will come after you on Twitter and you will die. But yeah, you're allowed to change some things as long as the result is great.
And you have to change. There's no way you can do
and you
it.
have to. Totally.
Like
Totally.
Lord of the Rings holds the standard, right? That's what everybody bases any adaptation on. And I remember when I watched the first Fellowship of the Ring, day it came out, went to the theater. As soon as the credits rolled, a guy stood up in front of me, flipped his phone out because it was like, that year. And he called his wife and he said, "No, horrible. They changed everything," and stormed out. And I was like, if only I knew that this guy was a representation of the internet. Like before social media was like there might have been a live journal at the time. Like MySpace wasn't even out yet.
Right. It's 2001.
Crazy.
Was MySpace 03?
Yeah, probably.
Like live journal.
You're right. 03. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
That's
so, like, I don't know. We talked about this last week, but just real quick, one of the things they did change very intentionally is that in the video game, by the time you leave the quarantine zone, you as Joel have killed like 50 people because it's a video game, right?
Yeah.
But they're like, okay, we need to have Joel be more relatable because it's a TV show and not a video game. So he doesn't kill anybody until after he leaves the quarantine zone. And I think, okay.
But it is implied that he has killed a ton of people.
Yes, but
Like,
they give you that whole other gang is terrified of him.
Yeah, I
Tess
love
has
that.
to like talk him down from going on a blind rampage and murdering everyone. Yeah. So yes, so you're right. They do give us that, but I think they're right. I think if Joel ends up murdering 47 dudes in the first episode and everyone's like, who is this guy? Is he human? It's a different medium, 100%.
Yeah, I want to play the game so bad. Just like watching, like I always wanted to play the game, but there's so many games I haven't played. Red Dead Redemption, I got Witcher 3. Like I loved it. It's good. I just don't have the patience for like that large of a game to sit down by myself and play single player games. Like it's hard to, unless I had a controller and I was at my TV, to sit behind a computer and do it. It's actually harder for me.
You understand that all of the games you referenced are on console, right?
No, I don't own consoles. So that is what the separation is I can't sit down on my couch and play these because it's like, hey, I want an interactive movie, or a story. Versus if I sit down on my computer, I'm like, I'm going to ruin somebody's day with a Ling Flood. Or ruin my day by playing against somebody who knows how to build a wall. Wildly different scenarios, right? Different types of mentalities to get into a game. Watching this has made me want to experience what the gameplay storytelling is. They're doing that good of a job.
It's great. It is super great. It's like one of the most immersive games I've ever played. Incredible character development and story and set pieces, and it's beautiful and it's great. And I mean, the immersive part goes to that clicker thing I was telling you about, right? It's just they don't give you enough ammo to just be Rambo, right? Because you're in post-apocalyptic America. So you're not just carrying around 47,000 rounds for your rifle. You find 2 here and there, right? So you have ammo scarcity. So, okay, well, maybe I can, scrounge up a bottle and maybe I can make a Molotov cocktail with it. Or maybe I have to throw a brick and create a sound for the zombie to go that way. So the clicker goes the opposite direction of where I want to go. And then I scamper that way like a rabbit because if I don't run fast, I'm going to die. But it's terrifying. And you just feel like you're in there, man. You feel like you're in a desperate situation more often than not in that game. And it's awesome. So I hope they managed to do that. Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
The original Resident Evil game, they made sure you had a pistol, but dude, you better wait until that dog comes out.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. You have a gun, but don't use them on the little weak ones.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Anywho, yeah, it's great. I love what Pedro Pascal is doing with Joel. I'm really cool with the Ellie portrayal by Bella Ramsey. I think she's doing Ellie Tess with Anna Torv has been great. Like, I think they cast it well. It's great. And like this again, the stuff that they've changed, I think it's been fine. And there's an official HBO podcast about The Last of Us with the creator of The Last of Us, Neil Druckmann, as well as the writer and the creator of Chernobyl on HBO. Which, have you watched Chernobyl, Duttles?
Very good.
Huh?
It's very good. Yeah, I've watched
It is. Yeah. So the guy,
It's phenomenal.
that dude, like, it turns out that he's a huge Last of Us fan, and so he earns all these accolades. HBO trusts him like crazy because he made Chernobyl, and they hooked him up with Neil Druckmann, and they're like, let's do a show. So they, like, Neil and Craig both love The Last of Us, so they got a podcast that comes out after every episode, and they talk about what changes they had to make and what their motivation was for doing that. And it's just they're thinking so deeply about it, and they understand the game, and they understand how they need to adapt it, and they have good reasons for doing what they do, and it's just so nice. This is how it should always be when you're adapting something to some other medium, but it's apparently really hard considering both the showrunners for The Witcher and for Halo like expressed disdain for the original content that they were adapting. And it's just like, why do we expect this to work when the showrunner doesn't like what they're adapting?
So, like, how did they get this job? Why did they take the job?
Well, I
Why
mean,
would you
how I
assign
think it
financial
happens.
purposes?
Well, how I think it happens is they have somebody who wants to make a TV show. And so instead of making brand new IP, they're like, oh, we have the rights to The Witcher. We have the rights to Halo. So here's this IP. You can get your show made if you put it in this universe. And they're like, fuck, I don't like this thing, but I don't have any other way to get my show off the ground. So they tell their own story within it, and the original fans hate it, and it's not good, and no one's happy. It's great.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I think that's what happens. Blah. So anyway, Last of Us has been good. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it is increasing in viewership, which is nice. Apparently, it broke records for the premiere with 4.7 million people watching that first episode that first weekend, and then the second episode they released the numbers at 5.7 million. So that's what they like to see. These streaming services and traditional TV networks too like to see an increase from the premiere to the second episode. That's a good sign. So there's good word of mouth. I think it's working well, and it should be great.
I have people texting me about it that I know didn't play the game,
Yeah.
And they're assuming I did because they're like, "You're a gamer. You played it, right?"
You should tell them you're a bad gamer.
No, it's like, no, I'm the most insufferable kind of gamer there is. Trust me, I did not play this game.
I also did not finish it.
Yeah.
But you played it.
I started it, and then I was like, "Oh, this is a lot of like forced stealth bullshit," and I was out.
Yep.
Mechanically, like the story's like great, and there's a lot of character building, and it's great, but mechanically the game's a little tedious. It's a lot of like throw a brick over there so you can scurry that way. It's like, okay, I did that twice in an hour. How many more times this hour? And it's seven more times this hour. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not Doom. It's not you're an incredibly overpowered space marine who can just lay waste to hordes of demons.
Right, but
you're just a dude in this game.
You're just a dude who can throw a bottle again and again, and that's your one trick, and you're gonna do that a lot.
And if you get a shiv, you can sneak up on a clicker and stab him in the neck. That's really satisfying when that happens.
Yeah.
Did you get to that point?
Maybe.
Probably not.
Speaking of Doom.
Dune or Doom?
Have y'all seen what Maynard has been streaming lately? There's like a relatively, not necessarily indie game, but a little bit above indie. Maybe it's indie, kind of like a Doom rehash.
It's pro
type of game. But I think it is kind of indie, but it is. God, I wish I could get it. I forget what the name of it is.
It's not Jump King.
That's who was streaming before you were streaming.
He's streaming Jump King at the moment, but I know it's
Jump King.
That's
not Doom.
No, that's what he's currently doing. I think.
So you're thinking of Neon White?
That's not ringing a bell. How do I look at Twitch? Has changed so much. Let me see this man's videos.
You click on his name while you're on his.
There we go. Thank you. Videos, and he has Jump King.
Proteus.
Proteus, dude, this game looks so much fun. It is so it has the nostalgia of Doom and the fact that it's just super fast paced, endless mobs. You have like 40 guns to pick from. Each gun is going to be good against a different type of mob. So you have to like switch through it a lot based on who you're fighting. But it's more fast paced than Doom because you have a lot more maneuverability. You can jump more, you can sprint, it's a faster paced game. You can actually aim. You're not just like moving, having it go like
Have you played Doom Eternal? Or Doom, the 2016 Doom? Because those are very fast paced games with a lot of like verticality and jumping and moving and stuff.
Yeah. I played the 2016 one.
Okay.
It was good. I got stuck on like one like lava level and I just couldn't get. I just don't have the patience to figure it out because it's so fast paced. As soon as there was like a puzzle, it's like no.
Fun fact.
Let me use my brain.
Maynard he did a thing called the God Run, which is where he played through Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, and then the Forgotten Gods DLC in one run on Ultra Nightmare difficulty, which is where you die, you go back to the start.
Nice.
And I don't think he set like a world record, but he set a pretty good personal best. Like he did it in quick time. He didn't like sit there and go through it slowly and all that, but he
does love his Doom. Yeah.
He did it in a speed running setting.
Watching him play Proteus, that game looks easy because he's playing it. I know it isn't. Like he's very good at this type of game. It's like crazy how good he is at that style. Which I would like to play Counter-Strike with him just to see how good he is. Because he is a first-person shooter machine. Why did this guy ever play StarCraft?
Don't know.
Probably could have made a lot of money.
Probably.
I mean, who is playing StarCraft now?
Lots of people.
Yeah, but I mean, like out of even whenever I came in around 2016 is whenever I got like really into the scene. Mm-hmm. Even since then, half of them are doing something else. Right. It's sad, but I mean, it's not that the game is dying as much as the game is really, really needing something new. And that is a StarCraft 3, which hasn't even been announced as in development. And like, even if you were to say, hey guys, we're considering it, there would be a huge resurgence in people playing the game and people streaming the game, making content and stuff. I feel like that's fallen off a little bit, and it's sad, but I mean, you go this stagnant, you pretty much announce. 2-3 years ago, they pretty much announced that they were like killing StarCraft. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
they were telling the truth.
I think you're exactly right, and all of that attention is on at the moment. Stormgate. That's it. Yeah, because people are like, it's the new StarCraft, and everyone's excited for that.
It's kind of indie, isn't it?
No, it's a studio made by people who left Blizz.
Yeah.
Stormgate. I was getting
Frost Giant, right?
Immortal. What's the one?
Gates of Pyre, Immortal Gates of Pyre.
Yeah, Gates of Pyre. Yeah,
which was the one before this, where people were like, "Oh, it's an RTS made by like StarCraft-esque people," and I don't know what happened to that game.
It still gets attention. I still peep. I follow some people. I don't know where it was. I don't know if they've announced defeat on it yet. Like the one where it was like a forced 3v3 and that was the only play mode you had for a while. God, it was a big deal. And I beta tested it and I was very involved and it was fun. It just didn't get enough traction and they had to let everybody know it was made by German people in the Unreal Engine. God, what was it? Well, anyway, that one got scrapped. Like RTS is a hard sell. It is.
Yeah.
In 2023, it definitely is.
Yeah.
You have to be Stormgate. The only thing that can save it. Or StarCraft or Warcraft. Age of Empires didn't save it.
No.
Nope. No.
Civilization didn't save it.
It's in beta now, says the Swiss.
Stormgate's in beta?
No. I think Immortal Gates of Pyre.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy to
like,
me
I'm
that
not that up to date on Stormgate, but I feel like I'd know if there's even an alpha.
Right.
I'm just saying it's
Not
crazy
saying
to
I'd
me
get into
that
it.
we've been waiting longer for StarCraft 3, which again hasn't been announced, than we waited for StarCraft 2 when Brood War came out. It's longer, which is like, I mean, I'm getting older, so time doesn't mean anything, but like that time felt like an eternity.
Yeah.
Going from 1998 to 2010 was like, it's never coming. This is I
So
can't believe it's taken them this long, and now it's longer. It's insane.
If you go by expansions, and it's 1999.
Nope. Brood War came out in 98. StarCraft was released in March of 98 or April, and then Brood War was released in October or November of 98. Don't you challenge my StarCraft knowledge? How dare you?
Hey, you're right, but do you know what's weird about that? Is I played a ton of StarCraft when it came out. I was terrible because it was 1998. I was like,
everybody was bad. Nobody was good in 1998.
Yeah, but I was
good.
I was 11. I was 11 years old when that game came out, and I got it like off the shelf a couple months after it came out. But the time I got it before Brood War is out, and when Brood War came out, I just refused to buy it because I was all like, I'm an elitist. I'm a purist. And like, so then whenever I actually got Brood War, just because I wanted to play the campaign, I got it. Then like I'd play 1 versus 1 in it, and I was like, I don't know what these units do, and like just still made scouts. mass scout every game. I did not know what I was doing at all.
Classic.
To me, it was like the most efficient built unit. Which now looking back, it was the least efficient unit in the game.
There was a time when the ground attack for scouts was a lot better than it is. And so it was fairly viable to mass scouts, but that didn't last very long. They nerfed it after that because they were like, we don't, because everyone was. Well, just Blizzard's main shining star in balancing StarCraft has always been you can't mass one unit and win. If that starts happening, they will come in with the nerf bat and smash it into the ground. Mass Ravens smashed into the ground. Mass Hydra pushes in ZVP smashed into the ground. They will not allow that because it ruins the game. So that's what they do with scouts. Like Mass Scout was really good, and they're like, nope. Yeah.
Which that reminds me, I have a replay for you to cast. It's Pig doing a challenge, and he wasn't smurfing against unsuspecting plats. He was asking for volunteers, so they knew this was coming. But he was only allowed to make drones. So
stupid. Can a GM player defeat someone by worker rushing them? Yes, it turns out they can.
No, he doesn't worker rush them. It's a 20-minute game. It's a 20-minute game. He maxes out on drones.
Now, is he allowed to build queens?
No.
Can he build static defense?
No.
What?
Makes
me sad for the platinum people.
I think maybe he did a couple variations because like he didn't want everyone to know which specific stupid strategy he was doing. Because he had a couple. So I think some of them he can build like spores, and on some of them he can only build spines. You know.
Okay, so that makes more sense because like pure drones, just like literally everything kills pure drone. I don't know why this is hard.
You would think.
Okay.
As soon as they get like 2 zealots out, done.
2 zealots versus 140 drones. I think I take the drones in that fight.
The amount of time it takes for them to kill him, I have 2 more zealots. I can do this all day.
I mean, you'd think you just wall with a shield battery. But...
Right, and also by the time those 2 zealots are out, you don't have 140 drones.
You'd be surprised.
How bad are these platinum players?
Macro Zergs, like, oof.
And also, is nobody cheesing him?
I don't know.
Who's gonna play the honorable macro game against this? You know, like,
don't know. Somebody.
Whatever.
I mean, I'm just saying, I've got a bunch of replays and they're great.
It makes me. How bad is platinum in 2023? What are these people doing? Okay.
Well, you have to watch the replays and find out.
I guess.
Yep.
Suppose I will. All right. Well, enough of that. Oh, I didn't want to bring up real quick. So Justin Roiland has been entirely let go by Adult Swim and by the whatever video game company he's been making his video game. He's like persona non grata at this point. He's out. So any future seasons of Rick and Morty, actually, I think he did a bunch of work for season 7 already. I'm not sure what they're going to do with that. And I was like, so what happened? Because he's been charged with like unlawful imprisonment and like stalking and stuff, but that was back in 2020. And I was like, so why now? And so I dug into it, and this person posted text conversations that he'd had with her when she was like 15. It's bad. It's real bad stuff. So like, yeah, I get it. I get why they were like, nope, we're out. We're not waiting for the results of any trials. You're done. Just like, wow, thanks. I mean, way to take your career and throw it in the toilet, man.
Yep.
Wow.
That's what I'm upset about, his career.
No, I'm not upset about his career. I'm just saying, it blows my mind that you can be like rich and famous and then be like, I'm going to text this 15-year-old about what sex things I want to do to her. That's going to go real well for me in the long run. Like, do you not have any concept of consequences? No? Okay. Well, that's
Also,
fine,
like,
I guess.
Even if you don't, maybe just as a full-grown adult person, don't sex the 15-year-olds, you know? Like
yeah. Obviously.
There's probably people who are older than 15 that would be more than welcoming to these sexts.
Yeah.
Look, Rick and Morty. There's a whole convention center full of girls that are of legal age to sext.
And you'll still be a super creep because the age difference is creepy, but it won't be illegal. So I don't know. Yeah, it's just whatever, man. He's out. He's done. I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with Rick and Morty because
they announced today, I think, that they are going to just recast the voices that he played and continue the show.
Right. He did everyone's voice though. He does Rick and Morty.
Yeah, that's what people were so like, wait, what? You're gonna recast everyone?
Right.
Like, what do you mean? But they're gonna give a college try.
Yeah.
And they should probably just pull the plug on it, you know?
I mean, I was thinking that. I think we've gotten enough Rick and Morty. I think what exists is great and it's fantastic. And it's just really hard for a show to keep going past 6 or 7 seasons and continue to be awesome. Even if you get to keep all of your talent. So I would say, let it die, honestly, at this point. That'd be my preference. But yeah, they're probably going to try it. They're going to recast some voice actors and see how that works.
They might recast, wrap up the season, and then be like, okay, this is it. Here's the end.
Yeah, season 7 could be the last one. Sure.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Scrubs or something, or The Office, where they're like, all right, cool. Like, we're going to do one more. And, that's it, though. Like, we realized immediately that this is not the show it was without him, but they can't pull an Office and bring back the main guy for the last episode.
Yeah.
It would be like, here's your filler well tour.
I mean, Scrubs was worse because Scrubs was like, everyone's gone. Please keep watching our show. And it's like, no. Why would it? No, this is a different TV show now. And it was. Yeah,
should have last season of Scrubs is gross. As Scrubs,
but again,
the second generation.
But this goes back to what we said earlier. It's hard to be like, there's a new medical show we're doing versus it's the 7th season of Scrubs, right? It's easier to get an audience. But then if you screw it up, it's like, well, what was the point? Why did we do it this way?
But I mean, you got to look at it from the showrunner's point of view. They're like, all right, cool. Do you guys want to die with $3 more million? But you're going to ruin this extremely highbrow comedy called Scrubs.
I will take that $3 million.
For sure. I don't think it's not ruined. I think Scrubs fans are just like, it doesn't exist. Like, there is no 7th season.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like, really, but I'm a Scrubs fan. Do I really care about Scrubs? Like, I like Scrubs a lot. I'm happy it exists. I had some happy moments. I love Scrubs.
Oh, one of the greatest shows of the 2000s, Scrubs. 100%.
But, like, really, do I need to watch Scrubs ever again?
Maybe.
Like 2, I guess. But
it's rewatchable, I'm telling you.
But, like, the 7th season being bad does not make me go watch the 1st season again and be like, like the Boondocks Saints sequel. makes it hard to watch the first Boondock Saints.
A little, yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. I still like the sequel to Boondock Saints. I like the second.
I kind of do too, but God, it was so bad and unnecessary. And if they just didn't rehash every comic relief instance of the first movie into the second one, but make it more slapstick, and have the guy be like, "Oh, we're gonna need a bigger boat," like, "God, it was such a stupid fucking movie."
Two kinds of people, like talkers and doers. Anyway, so what about like Game of Thrones Duttles? Do you think the ending of Game of Thrones would kill your vibe to go back and rewatch season 1?
Boy, it does for me.
I've done it, and it's fine. I'm okay with it.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Because I know exactly what they did. So season 8, I know why they rushed it, because they were trying to get into a Star Wars movie, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that they butchered it and then didn't get the Star Wars deal makes me happy, because fuck them.
Yep.
But they did such a good job seasons 1 through 6 that I can watch seasons 1 through 6 and stop there. And just be like, man, if only they came out with that next book for them to base it off of. George R.R. Martin, I'm waiting for the next series, I want the next season on TV, but this book hasn't come out yet.
Aren't you like, oh yeah, Arya. Oh yeah, she ends up finding a white horse. Wow. What a storyline for Arya. Or like Daenerys.
She kills the Night
here's
King.
Daenerys.
Why does Arya let's face it, that was
you're
weird.
Right. She should
super weird that she just came out of nowhere and was all like, nobody's tried Valyrian steel yet.
I'm gonna be honest, I totally forgot that happened, because it made no impression on me at all. It came out of nowhere and was entirely unearned.
They're like, Theon Greyjoy was a rapist, kind of, and real bad, and then he got tortured a lot, but then he has this, moment where he comes back to normalcy, and hey, cool, I'm gonna be kind of still bad at fighting, and, that's I get 20 minutes of screen time doing this in the last episode. What? Why? What are you doing, Theon Greyjoy? Why are we caring about him anymore? He should have just died. You killed everybody else off, but you're like, he needs a redemption. Oh, and Jaime Lannister needs a redemption, just so at the very last minute we can undo it.
Redemption. It's the opposite of redemption.
No, but I'm saying
everything they did with Jaime through the entire show and went.
I never really cared about the people.
They screwed it up. They screwed that up so much. But I can pretend season 8 never happened, and I just won't watch season 7 because that was hints of season 8 in it. So what are they? Because the big thing, George R.R. Martin was I never want to do a fellowship, right? I'm trying to create a whole new fantasy type of thing. He's trying to create his own world. He's not going to do the fellowship. And then what did they do in season 7? We're going to create a fellowship. We're going to get the Hound. We're gonna get whatever the Fire Priest guys are. We're gonna get what God, I forgot their names now. Yeah, John. We're gonna get all this ragtag group of people together, each one representing their own individual faction, and then they're gonna go out in the wilderness and fight the Night King. Oh yeah, cool. So it's a fellowship. Oh, but they have a quest. They have to find one person or something, or they need to deliver the ice sword to the.
They need to put the ring in the mountain. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're we need to go put the ring in the mountain.
Well, Martin's never finishing his books, so whatever, man. It's cool. He came out with this. Well, he did real quick. He came out with this thing today where he's like, "Oh, when I do Dance of Dragons, it's gonna take probably 3 seasons of 10 episodes." And it's shut up and write Winds of Winter, George R.R. Martin. What are you talking about?
My headcanon is those books are already finished and they're just waiting until he dies because he doesn't want to hear the criticism about them.
That would be awesome.
That or the backlash from the show was so bad that he was all fuck this storyline. Y'all ruined it. I can't think of anything except how bad your version of it was.
I mean,
he wasn't finishing it anyway.
Okay, so Duttles, have you watched House of the Dragon? Yeah.
Pleasantly surprised. I went into it with season 8 expectations, and I got season 5. You know?
I really liked House of the Dragon, but what it really underpins is that Game of Thrones is at its core just a political drama, and there is at no point where the politicking stops. So I don't think it's even possible to write a good conclusion to a show like that. It's like, because you can always just go, okay, but then these other cunts started doing some scheming to try and usurp the throne. It never stops. It will never ever stop.
Right.
I saw I forget who did it, but it was this big Game of Thrones back before season 8, where they were talking about how could this possibly end. And they had this tree of everybody's side stories, and some get cut up abruptly, and he's all like, how do you get all of this? How are we because they were absurd that they were season 8's the last season. It was announced. He's like, how are they going to wrap all of these? Even if you just kill off all these, there's no closure to 90% of this without some apocalyptic event. And even then, that's not closure, that's cheap. So what are you gonna do? And so pretty much everybody's all like, yeah, Night King, the Night King's just gonna win. That's the only way that you can conclude this show in one more season.
That would have been so much better than what they did. So much.
Then you'd at least have the vindication of, we were right. We were telling you guys, and y'all laughed at me.
Yeah.
No one listened, and you're all dead. The end. So good.
Been fine.
Yeah.
That would have been good, but it's not what happened.
You want to do some Batty Daddy or Batty Daddy? Is that what it is?
Daddy Baddies?
Is that what it is?
I don't remember.
It's really bad.
Buddy Daddies is the
Buddy
name of the show.
Daddies?
Buddy
Oh,
Daddies.
it's Buddy Daddies. Oh.
Duttles.
So, we'll explain this to Duttles real quick. So there's these two hitmen who work together to murder people. They're real good at murdering, but then they accidentally kind of adopt a 4-year-old, and they're trying to figure out who her parents are and what they can do with her. But in the meantime, she just lives in their apartment with them.
Yeah,
and it's kind of wholesome, but a lot of people die.
That's the general gist of the show. Yes, and it's called Buddy Daddies.
So Leon the Professional, but with a gay couple.
Yeah, well, they're not. Well, it's
I don't understand.
no, they're not. They're not gay. I mean, it's very Bert and Ernie. One of them is kind of grumpy and not very social, and the other one's like this social butterfly and who's always cooking and stuff. So yeah, they're probably gay.
But renowned heterosexuals.
Correct.
One of them sleeps in the bathtub.
It's true. They showed it in the second episode. He's a freaking vampire or something. What the hell? I was like, why are we in the why are we in the bathroom? And he sits up and you're like, oh, okay. Awesome. I guess you sleep in the bathtub, you weirdo. That's how he gets his superpowers, to avoid automatic machine gun fires, because he sleeps in the bathtub. He does it against Omicron. He's standing on the front lawn. 4 people are shooting at him. He's not moving.
Nope.
They just can't hit him at all. I don't know what's going on.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I almost need them to be like, and they've got superpowers. This is a bit of a magic show too, but not a lot, because I need it so much.
So Falcon's an episode behind me because he's not going to pay for a streaming service, but I'll let you watch it for free, but you're an episode behind everyone else.
Accurate.
So I will perpetually have spoilers for him in this show, but it's enjoyable. I'm still fun. I'm still having fun with it. I'll give you the spoiler free of what happens in the next episode. They go looking for the mother.
Right. That's not much of a spoiler, but okay.
It's not much. They go looking for the mother, and we find out why the grumpy guy sleeps in a bathtub.
Oh, good. Is it because he's a vampire?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
It's like an episode description if you're looking on Netflix or something, and it just gives you that little one sentence.
Right.
Pablo was looking for a mother. We find out why Bruce sleeps in a bathtub. And you watch the episode, and you're these weren't even the major points of this episode.
It's like
2 things that randomly happened that weren't giving anything away.
It's like Friends. They named all their episodes the one with the pregnancy test or something, and it's okay, so that could mean any of 6 episodes in that show after the 10 years. But it's the one where Ray sleeps in a bathtub, or the one where they go looking for the mother.
Yeah.
The amount of sitcoms that have riffed off that, Always Sunny, the gang, whatever. It's funny.
Yeah,
that is good. I think they're doing great with the 4-year-old too. She's adorable, and whoever's voice acting her is doing a great job. And one of my favorite parts was when they're like, "Hey, we're gonna go do some work. You stay here alone, 4-year-old, in this apartment." And I'm like, "Are you? What? No, this is the worst thing I've ever seen."
You give her
So
a
they
load
come
of
back,
candy.
and guess what? The apartment's trashed, and I'm like, "Yep,
Yeah. Yep.
you asked for that." And then first they think somebody broke in because it looked like someone tossed the apartment. It's like, no, this is what happens when you leave a 4-year-old alone in your house. It's terrible. Yeah, that was hilarious.
What's the show called?
Buddy Daddies.
It's such a terrible title. It's
I want
really
to Google
bad.
that.
You don't want to Google that? Hit I'm feeling lucky, I dare you.
I'm on my work computer.
Dude. Put it on your phone. Do it on your phone.
Yeah, go into Crunch. Just go to Crunchyroll. No, just go to Crunchyroll and search it there. It's fine. Then you don't have to worry about seeing other stuff. There it is.
I don't like that Google's no longer auto-correcting. Like, they're not giving me my next thing. Okay, watch anime. I'm not getting it. You said Bloody Daddies?
No, Buddy.
I'm just going to give him a link.
Buddy.
Buddy. There you go.
Daddies. Okay.
Yeah, and so one thing I did have a criticism of, it's like, okay, blonde dude, when you're in the house posing as a repairman for the security system, and a little girl shows up at the front door and has to use the bathroom, and she recognizes you, here's what you do. "Oh, that's my daughter. It's bring your daughter to work day. I told her to stay in the truck, but I guess she needed to use the bathroom. Sorry, bye." That's it. That's all he had to do. Instead, he's like, "Shut up. I'm not your dad." It's like, what is wrong with you? That is not how you deal with this situation.
So I think part of the issue there was he was in a different part of the house than he was supposed to be. He was supposed to be in like the control room or whatever, but he like gave the mobster like, "Hey, could you go like reset the router in that room or whatever, like whatever bullshit Gopher task," so he could like
that's
get
true.
out.
So
he like, it wasn't that, oh hey, it's my daughter and I need her to just not like, don't say hello to me because I'm not standing here. Yeah, like I need to sneak away. And then she's like, "Papa."
Right. But from that point, give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
Be like, how about this? Bring your daughter to work day. I went back to the truck to check on her. She wasn't there, so I was looking for her. It's not hard. It's really not hard.
Wow, looking for her in the house? Like, how do you know he didn't she didn't walk down the street? Like, why would you start by looking in the house?
He looked on the street and she wasn't on the street, so he's checking the house. I'm just saying, even if it doesn't work, it's better than, "I don't know who you are, child who's calling me father."
Fair.
But then, I mean, I guess without him screwing that up, we don't get everybody avoiding an absolute hail of bullets. Like non-stop automatic weapons fire coming at all three of them, and none of them even so much as take a graze.
Nope.
It's like, okay,
they're really good at their job. They're not
moving. He's standing there. And like blonde guy's running in a straight line with a 4-year-old under his arm out straight away from the house. They're all dead. They're dead. Maybe they're ghosts, so bullets can't hurt them. I don't know, man. There's gotta be a thing.
The enemies don't have sights on their guns, and they're just hip firing because they think it looks cool because they're mobsters.
That's the whole point of automatic weapons fire, is that you don't aim. It's just blah. And if you've got 4 people doing it, everything dies. Well, that's the whole point.
Maybe they were loaded with blanks.
That would make more sense than anything else that's going on.
Yeah.
They're just like intending to try to scare the people that they're trying to shoot.
Have you guys considered plot armor?
No, it is some of the most egregious plot armor I've ever seen in anything, though. I'm not kidding. Like, have
you guys tried that on before?
Plot armor?
Pretty powerful. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
pretty
you know,
sweet
like,
stuff.
you know how people are always all like, "Oh, this guy thinks he's the main character." And it's like, well, I'm still alive. I have plot armor on, obviously. The main character.
But I'm just, if they just have, I don't know, if they had pistols and they were just like, poop, like individual bullets firing, it would be bad, but not as egregious as literally hundreds of bullets pouring at them every second. And they're just like, we're cool. Let's get out of here.
We're fantastic mercenaries.
Well,
Very talented.
Truth.
maybe they were getting
Dodging
hit, Falcon,
forward.
but they were wearing body armor. While dressed as a video repairman, he was wearing body armor, and he did get hit, but the body armor stopped it. That's it.
Man, I just need them to go like, oh, a little bit, like, oh, I got shot, but I had body armor and it made an impact. I'm not going to die, but oh, good thing I decided to wear body armor today. That's all I need.
The blonde dude bleeds in the 3rd episode, so he clearly can't be hurt.
They're not ghosts. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I mean, have you guys seen a Chuck Norris movie before?
No.
One with his
Does
guns
he-
involved, because that's how all of them are. Where it's like just 8 dudes unloading automatic weapons into him, and he's just like casually jogging away, like nobody hit me. I'm Chuck Norris. Like that's where the jokes come from. It's just how this guy was invincible. You know, like nobody could shoot him. It was so unrealistic. It's like, dude, I'm pretty sure they could. If this guy's ever shot this thing once at a target in practice, he could probably figure this one out. You know?
Yeah. So, right. It's been done before. Like, I'm not arguing this isn't something that's happens, but it's just so funny. Makes me laugh hard. Anywho, yeah, I don't know. And the 4-year-old's really cute and she's funny and she's fast is the other thing. Like when she's running away from him in the target's house, I'm like, you first, okay, you need to catch her because she's 4 and she has tiny legs. She should not be able to run away from you for any length of time.
She's on a
I'm
sugar
sorry.
high. They've only been feeding her junk food.
No, let me tell you, as someone who's got 3 kids,
I could
I've
not
chased
catch a
down kids
4-year-old.
on a sugar high.
I could not catch a 4-year-old.
I just noticed he changed the channel icon of our group chat.
You just noticed?
Oh, what a great, very good picture of me. Thank you for that.
You're welcome, buddy.
It is glorious.
I'm gonna milk that for
I
all
like
it's worth.
that you caught it like whenever I was at one of my heavier times in life.
You gave me
Just
that photo. Don't say I caught you at that time. You gave it to me.
I lost the bet, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
You had to dress up as a full like cat maid, and you didn't. You just were like, "Hiss me is fucking." That's it.
Accurate.
Hey, man, baller on a budget.
I mean, I offered to buy you the costume. Like I sent you links, being like, "If you give me a dress, I'll strip this." And you're just like, "Nah, my wife's got some cat ears. I'll just borrow those."
I mean,
I think that's vaguely how the conversation went down.
that's
Not
probably-
verbatim.
That sounds right. All right.
not verbatim.
I had some. I was second guessing the bet. I'm sure. I was all like, this is enough.
Yeah. Speaking of bets, I think we have brackets for Katowice there.
No, we do?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna do that on the stream?
Yeah, let's look that over and play some bets.
Oh, when did
I'm
these
gonna
come
be
out?
honest.
Today?
Are we here?
Oh man, I missed it. That's awesome. I'm excited. Okay.
So, is there a round of 36? There is.
There's groups. They have groups already.
They have groups, and then they have round of 36. So there's 2 lots. But let's not worry about the round of 36.
No,
If they make it, they
let's
make
not.
it.
Yeah.
Let me see what you guys are looking at.
I will send you a link.
Because I'm super bad at Googling Katowice.
It's not spelled how it sounds, is it?
No.
I'm like Kata Ceviche. Actually closer than you think, but
Katowice.
right. So how are we doing this?
I don't know. We'll go over the groups real quick. Talk about them.
Yeah. Yeah. So Group A, Clem, Dark, Ragnarok, Neeb, Oliviera, who is formerly Time, and TBD from the round of 32.
Awesome. So
for
let's
TBD.
see. Clem and Dark. Pretty easy.
Yeah, Clem and Dark get out of that, but I think 3 people do. So
Oh, Clem and Dark and
Time.
Time. I put my money on time.
Ragnarok.
If Neeb ever practiced StarCraft, maybe Neeb, but he doesn't.
That's true.
For me, it's a toss-up. Those last three, who knows? But I feel like what if that's an upset where Neeb just dominates group stage and just falls apart in the brackets? Because that's something Neeb has done.
When he practices, yes. But he hasn't practiced StarCraft in a long time.
He'll win dominantly win a group stage and then just immediately get knocked
recently
out. I don't know how recent it was. What's
it's
recent?
It's been 6 years since he's done that. Let's talk about recent history. He's not doing it.
Okay.
Group B: Raynor, Estrella, Creator, Showtime, and Gumio. That's more of a fun group.
So Creator and Raynor, right?
Probably. I like what Estrella's been doing over the last year.
Yeah, Estrella, do not count. Right now, especially. He's done really well.
Yeah, he's playing. He's
he
peaking at a
made
good
it
time.
To at least semifinals in Home Story Cup, right?
Yeah, but it's Home Story Cup, so
Yeah, but still, that doesn't mean that there isn't the best players in the world there.
True.
That's true.
They're not taking it as serious, but they still do.
They were not. Anywho, so there's 3 again, so we can do 3. We can do Raynor, Estrella, and Creator. We don't believe in Showtime. We don't believe in Gumio.
No, not presently.
Not Showtime.
Huh?
Not Showtime as much lately, but you can't count him out.
His PVZ's have been sick over the last 12 months.
Well, he's only got Raynor to play for
Right.
PVZ. It's a lot of PvPs.
And I don't know how good his PvP is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's great. It could be great. We don't know.
Maybe. Who knows? Yeah.
Especially if it's with the Disruptor nerf, I feel like if anybody's going to pull something out, it's going to be Creator and Showtime.
Yeah, I can do that. All right. Group C: Hero, Serral, Solar, DRG, Special, TBD. So Serral, a hero.
Yeah, hero.
Solar?
And Solar traditionally gets to the round of 8 and then poops his pants.
Yep.
So he's getting out.
And he just gets all of his Bird Lords nuked.
Pretty much, yeah. Or I don't know. It's not even. Sometimes it's that, but sometimes it's just why do you have 45 workers at 12 minutes? What are you doing?
What are up with? So why does only one group look like it's evenly distributed?
Yeah,
the races,
right?
You have Group A, which is a healthy distribution.
Group B is Protoss group, and Group D is Terran group.
Yeah.
And C is Zerg. Yeah,
they want to get rid of all the mirror matches in the group stage.
Early in the group stage.
Yeah.
Apparently. It makes the groups kind of suck, though.
Yeah, but it makes the playoffs way better.
Yeah, fair. Sacrifice the groups.
Yeah.
All right, Group D.
It's okay, cool. What's today? Oh, today's Protoss Day. All right.
Can they promise to all cannon rush each other? Maru, Bunny, Beyond, Hero, Marine, Lambo. Again, Beyond is ranked number 3 in Aligulac right now. So, he's kind of killing it. Maru usually doesn't choke in the groups when he chokes. Inconsistent Maru isn't usually inconsistent in the groups. So I guess, maybe sometimes he is.
Maybe.
He usually makes it through, though.
I would still put it down to Maru, Bunny, Beyond for this one.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hero.
So many TV.
Maru, Beyond, Lambo.
I don't know. Maybe Lambo's Zerg Cabal, thank you, and just goes through the power of the latest Zerg patch and wins.
It's I think the last time Lambo did really well, right? That was where the last time Nathanius had a whole bunch of viral attention about criticizing Zerg was against Lambo.
Right.
So
Lambo patched Zerg.
Right.
Lambo's going to ride that wave.
Yeah, and it's another patch. He could maybe ride the Zerg patch. I'm just saying, if Lambo makes it through the group, I'm not going to be shocked. It'd be hilarious.
I would be shocked.
The Zerg Nathanius would die of a heart attack.
I like Nathanius, but I would love to see the internet reactions to that. That would be great. Great discourse.
Mm-hmm. I'd be down for that.
Money's on Lambo.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Should be good. So they start on February 9th at 4 a.m. my time. Beautiful.
You gonna stay up or get up early?
That's a get up early time if I'm going to do it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, 3 a.m. is the one where I'm like, do I wake up early or stay up late? I don't know. That one's hard to figure out. But 4 is a wake up early time.
Well, these are at like 10 p.m. for me. So they
Nice.
I will be dead asleep.
Yep. Awesome. And it's
So are we going to do picks or are we just talking about it?
Well, the groups aren't finished, and the problem is they'll only be finished for like a day after the round of 32. And I would need to see, like, are we recording on that day? Because I like to have that as content. So we can do picks now if it doesn't seem like it will be. No.
They're not done. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're not done, but we won't have time to talk about them when they are done.
It doesn't start until the 9th. That's 2 weeks from now.
But the round of 32 is on the 8th.
Uh-huh.
So they'll be finished. Like, they'll have the groups will be
so nothing
done.
you were saying is nothing will change between now and then.
Yeah, now and the next time we talk, nothing will change. And the time after that we talk, it'll be, like, the entire thing will be over. So we pick now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if are we allowed to pick TBD?
Yeah, if you want, yeah, you can. I'll allow it.
So how about this? Here, since we can't pick the TBD, you get to pick 2 out of each group. Those 2 will count towards a point, right? Points will get higher rated once we get further into play because we'll repick in the playoffs. But we just get like an initial standing 2 points if both of your guys get out of the group.
So you're doing like a point system.
Somebody's going to keep track of that.
I mean, I can write it down. Let me open up a notepad. Okay, Duttles, since you're the guest, you can go first. Who do you pick?
Oh, is it? No, wait. Are we doing 2 across? How about we pick 1 guy in each group, but nobody can go. Nobody can pick the same person.
We'll do it snake draft. So,
okay.
Whoever's last will get to go twice, and then we'll go back the other way.
Okay.
Make sense?
And I'm going first.
Yeah, sure.
My first pick is Rainer.
Rainer. Okay. I'll write that down. Zach, you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go. Wait, hold on. We can pick anyone?
Yeah.
So, but we can't pick what anybody else has picked.
Obviously. Yeah. No, I know. All right. Okay. Yeah, fair. I'll go with Cyril then.
Oh, fuck you. I'll take Mara. Because he's never let me down.
Pick so far.
He's never let me
He
down.
never does that. No.
I'll take Ice.
No, you're going next.
Yeah, I'm going.
No, I go last. I'm sorry. Now I know how the snake track works. I've done this before. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go Doc. Falcon, you next.
Smart. I will go.
Be bold. Go special.
Yeah, like I want to pick. Kind of want to pick Beyond, but those TVTs are garbage.
TVTs are hot on the wrist.
I'm gonna pick Clem.
Clem. The little Frenchman.
Yes.
Okay.
Le Petit.
And you still going for Beyond, Duttles?
Le Petit Baguette.
Yeah.
Okay. Beyond.
Okay. I'm gonna go.
Go ahead.
Solar.
What?
Wait, wouldn't I get 2 now?
Yeah. Well, how many are we doing? I thought we would just pick 2 each.
Oh, interesting.
Or do we want to do 3 each because there's 3 out of each group? We can go.
Okay, so I pick another one.
Sure.
Okay, so I have Rainer
And
I have Beyond, and so I'm gonna also go. Has anybody said Hero yet?
No.
Nope.
Hero.
you're also going racially balanced as well.
Ooh,
I picked one of each
fancy.
race. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, Falcon. Who's your third?
Solar.
Solar. So you're doubling up on the Zergs.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the Zerg.
Zerg patch, baby.
Too many crickets. I'm gonna go creator. That's my 3.
All right. Good deal.
Yep.
I like 2 of my 3 because those 2 pretty much have to just practice one matchup, make it out of the group stage.
Oh, it's a good point. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Actually, all 3 of mine, really. The issue is that out of the Beyond pick, so does everybody else.
Right. Except for Lambo. Well, Lambo's only got one matchup, but
Yeah, but I mean, all he has to practice is TBT.
Yeah, it's true. Zerg
And
patch.
everybody else is not going to practice a game of TVZ because they're only worried about the other parents. So Lambo might make it through. You never know. He could be that silent killer in that regard.
There's multiple reasons why Lambo can make it through now.
Yeah. I would be surprised, but hey, good for him.
But seriously, why would anybody practice their TVZ in that group? All you have to do is beat the other Terrans, right? But if they're just relying on no, I'm going to spend all my time to get this one matchup I have against Lambo out of the way. Versus every other one I'm playing.
Yeah. I mean, if it was Cyril, then sure, but it's Lambo, so you're whatever.
Yeah, so he's going to be completely underrated the whole way through. People forget because Lambo's made deep runs before in tournaments like this against Koreans. He's had a couple pretty solid runs. Now, have they amounted to anything? No. But he's made it to the quarterfinals. He's made it to the semifinals before. He's made it that far to where people he was the underdog the whole time, and he lost, and everybody's like, yeah, he was going to lose. But yeah, he was supposed to lose the past 5 too. And he'll still make it there. He's undervalued a lot, I think.
So what you're saying is he's due for a win?
No.
Okay.
Okay, more.
I'm saying that it's possible for him to get out of the group stage.
Okay. It's possible for him to get out of the groups, but not any further. Okay.
Like I said, I'm not going to be shocked if he does. It's kind of a perfect storm for him. Yeah.
All right.
All right, cool.
Excellent.
We are almost at the 2-hour mark. We should wrap this up.
Sure, we can wrap it up.
Unless there's anything else either of you want to cover.
Just Wonderwall.
Go on, do it.
Do you have a guitar in
I
that
have a
room?
capo.
Yeah, he's got a guitar right
What?
there. Have you not looked at his webcam in the last hour and 48 minutes? Of course he's got a guitar. Look at him.
I did make fun of him for being a guitarist, so
Yeah.
you'd think I would know.
I mean, I have 2 right here.
Yeah. Play something, musician. Dance for me, monkey. Dance.
Okay, this one's called E.
Hey, you're a true bass player.
Actually an E flat. I mean, but
But who's counting anyway?
just in case anybody's all wait a second. That was 2.5 step down. That's not a true E.
So glad you could embody that person on the show and in Twitter later. So.
Accurate.
All right, let's wrap it up.
All right. Thanks everyone for hanging out for another edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour, starring Summicron and today's special guest Duttles, as well as Falcon Paladin. You can support the podcast directly at patreon.com/Summicron, as well as buying merch from falconpaladin.store. Terror the Overlord shirts and mugs in stock. And until next time, until next time, as always, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And you take care of yourself. Goodbye.
Oh.